How is my face looking? Fish.
Bro, you look absolutely amazing.
Wow.
Winning. The Gambia stand up, my bro.
Good.
Gang, bro.
Good.
Oh my God! Oh, let me tell you about it. So what actually happened is this.
The Anzisha Prize is an initiative proudly brought to you by the African Leadership Academy in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation. For the 9th year running, the program picked 20 very young entrepreneurs between the ages of 15 and 22 from all over the continent to show the world how capable very young entrepreneurs are. They all traveled to the African Leadership Academy in South Africa for a 10-day boot camp where they were given the tools to scale their ventures. This is also where they prepared to pitch their businesses to a panel of judges for an opportunity to win the grand prize of $25,000. Meet these young entrepreneurs as they share their stories and experiences.
A lot of people think the Anzisha Prize is just a prize, but it's more than that. It's a program that wants to celebrate, empower, and recognize young entrepreneurs and the achievements that they've made. A lot of the ones that exist on the continent don't have the pillars or the environment that helps them to scale and grow. I think so many programs celebrate all the entrepreneurs, which is awesome, but there's this gap for the 15-year-old in Uganda who's a farmer with 25 employees. And we just want to put them in the limelight and say, guys, there's kids out there, young entrepreneurs who are doing amazing things.
Hello, my name is Maman Janjalo. I came from southern part of the Gambia. CEO and founder of Jalo Trading Vegetable Farm. We produce organic fruit and vegetable and deliver it to our customers.
Hello, my name is Christian Tesfaye. I am 22 years old. I'm from Ethiopia, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Gabanit. Gabanit is an agricultural e-commerce platform. We connect smallholder farmers directly to the market, also provide them with logistics they need in order to connect to the marketplace. In short, it's like Uber and Amazon for agriculture.
My name is Valache Nkoka. I'm from Sierra Leone, and I'm 20 years old. The name of our business is Kenon Farm. It's an agro-business. We distribute our food crops to our customers, and we also train smallholder farmers contemporary techniques. We give them seedlings, fertilizers, and access to markets.
Very young entrepreneurs are important to the continent because the average age on the continent is between 18 or 22. And if we keep thinking about the careers of young people as being traditional, we won't be able to create enough jobs. So it's important for us to create enabling environments for very young Africans to pursue entrepreneurship and become fully fledged entrepreneurs. Anzisha exists to ensure that those people have someone that they can call on and to also take them seriously and say, you are investable, you are awesome, and you're doing the thing.
I'm Birungi Sauda from Uganda. I'm the Director of Research and Development at Sufficient. We build high-capacity filters to provide safe drinking water to large communities like schools. We train 20 students in their process, how to install the filters and how to make their own portable filters. The reason why we train the students is because we know if a student gets clean water at school and gets dirty water at home, it will be of no use. So we want the student to get clean water at school at the same time at home. I lost my young brother to diarrhea. I realized that you can use your pain to do something to support others. It felt so good, so good being chosen as an Anzisha Fellow. I see a lot of opportunities in this. First of all, I'll get more connections, network. I've learned a lot in this week I've spent here, and it will support us grow our businesses.
My name is Keleba Nobel. I'm from Ghana, and the name of my company is IYC Life Company Limited. I realize most senior high school students, they are not able to afford clean and affordable water. And even when you go to the deep villages, they are not unable to afford such clean water. And so why not make water in the form of sachet? My main aim is not just to make money, but also to make an impact.
My name is Raghda Medhat, and I'm from Egypt, and I have a startup called Remote Plats. We believe that being a remote worker is good for the environment, much more than being vegan. It's such an honor to introduce myself and to be with other great fellows. I was really amazed and inspired by the other entrepreneurs.
Anzisha est l'organisation qu'il faut aux jeunes, surtout aux plus jeunes en Afrique, de cultiver une mentalité de futur. le futur pour le développement de l'Afrique. Anzisha est une organisation, je dirais, très importante qui d'abord sélectionne les jeunes au bas âge, les forme, les suit jusqu'à ce qu'ils cultivent un esprit d'entrepreneuriat mature. Et là, on ne les laisse pas, et les suit jusqu'à, je dirais, à maturité finale. Donc, Anzisha est l'organisation la plus importante, que je peux recommander aux jeunes.
One of the benefits or the advantages of being young is they are free to try out different things. But also when you're young, you still have a mindset that can be, molded. If you compare the demographics of the continent to the rest of the world, we have the youngest population. And that puts us at an advantage. We need new ideas, we need fresh minds, we need people who are courageous. And so very young entrepreneurs play into that space.
Bon, je pense que quand j'ai reçu l'appel et on m'a dit que j'étais finaliste pour le programme Anzisha, je me suis sentie contente, mais c'était un mélange de peur et de joie. Parce que cette peur qu'il y avait à l'intérieur de moi, c'était pour me demander à quoi je devais m'attendre. Mais après, j'ai pu canaliser ça et puis je me suis sentie vraiment bien et je sentais que j'allais découvrir de nouvelles choses.
Dans les 5 prochaines années, je me vois devenir un grand entrepreneur avec plus d'impact dans mon pays et dans le reste d'Afrique, dans le reste de l'Afrique afin de changer des vies. Mais concernant mon projet, je me vois devenir une référence de marque en matière d'alimentation locale bio avec une forte influence des produits omniprésents dans nos marchés et également des modèles de serre optimisés et duplicables afin de les insérer dans plusieurs régions. Je nous vois obtenir des certifications ISO 9001 et 15001 afin de crédibiliser nos procédures et nos technologies aux normes internationales. Je nous vois se projeter à l'international en commençant par la sous-région, puis l'Afrique et le reste du monde. Mais je nous vois également appuyer et accompagner les programmes sociaux de l'État en matière d'éducation alimentaire et d'employabilité des jeunes grâce à une fondation d'aide aux jeunes démunis à travers des vertus d'Aquagretech.
My name is Balpina Guram. I'm from Tanzania. I run a social enterprise that empowers domestic workers. It feels incredible to be in Anzisha. Anzisha is a big platform and this is a great opportunity for me as a very young entrepreneur. It feels super good.
I started Ikumaka in early 2018. I had gotten traction and I had also tried to get more capital to be able to improve my company and more goodwill. Of course, with time, we started growing, we got more customers. Anzisha was like a validation for the company. By being selected, I was able to get support to be able to actually materialize my dream of having a green Africa and a green world.
Anzisha is more or less like the only program that supports young entrepreneurs and supporting entrepreneurs from all over Africa. Any program like that, I should be a part of it. And the good part about the Anzisha program is that it's a lifelong fellowship, so you're part of it for life.
I applied for the Anzisha Prize because I felt that it is a platform that do celebrate young African entrepreneurs. The Anzisha platform can serve me with very impacting leadership skills for my business, get to know more about being an entrepreneur, get to know more about business because it is not only the prize that we're looking at, and I think that it is very impacting.
Anzisha is a very great program because it helped me a lot in terms of my own project. I can see my business behind DRC. Now I can have a Pan-African vision about my business, and also I had a lot of visibility.
Applying to the Anzisha Prize is really easy in that it's easy to apply, but you have to have done something in order to be able to apply. Again, we're not an ideas competition. You have to have a viable running venture. It can be for purpose or for profit. It has to have been running for at least 6 months. And you have to be under the age of 22 at the age at which you apply. I think a lot of us feel we have to study for many years before we can start pursuing these courses. It's not true. You can either be studying and start a business, or while you're running a business, find ways to learn.
My name is Nalukwago Catherine Chibude. I'm from Uganda, This is my workshop for vertical micro gardening, and we manufacture vertical farms. What we have here is a 9-tier box stacked with over 6 boxes on top, having holes inside it where the holes do peripherate. And inside we have the vermicomposting channel. The vermicomposting channel, we do introduce earthworms and biodegradable rubbish or garbage. And the earthworms do feed on this garbage and they release worm castings. These worm castings can be mingled mixed to create worm tea, and this worm tea can later be poured on the crops to fight pesticides and also act as fertilizers. It is durable, weather resistant, and it is neat, it is tidy. Someone will not be like, you're putting it in my space and it's going to make it dirty. I oversee the business. I devise goals that are going to help us achieve our vision of being the leading urban farming innovators in Uganda, trying to address the sustainable goals like zero hunger and no poverty.
Young entrepreneurs should apply for the Anzisha Prize because it is a unique opportunity to join a network that will enable them to develop their business acumen, but also scale up their operations and employ more people. It's a support system, right, with other young entrepreneurs, people in their sector who are knowledgeable and can help them to become stronger or better entrepreneurs. I think they're very courageous. I think they're resilient. You get a sense about them that they are willing to take risks, to fail, and to get up and keep moving.
One of the things that really caught my eye is that you meet these young people that are probably coming from the hardest communities, trying to find solutions for problems in their community and create impact. And against all odds, some of them probably struggle to go to school. Probably some of them have lost people, and still they're encouraged to actually build solutions that can sustain their societies and probably improve their way of life.
I never get into a plane, in fact. 2 days before I, in fact, booked a flight, 2 days I could not able to sleep. So when I get into the plane, I could not even say, let me relax. I'm seeing other people sleeping. But for me, I could not able to find it. I could not sleep. It was something I will not forget, in fact. I met a lot of people. I met a family with different diversity. Different cultures are here, very friendly people. It was really something that I gained, which I will take back to Gambia.
I had a long flight. I started on Saturday and I reached here on Sunday. So it's like I've been super exhausted, but it's really good and everybody's so nice, everybody's so welcoming. The accommodation was good, the food is good, so I feel like I'm in home.
For me, for every session, I put down in my book, like, this is what I'm going to implement, this is what I'm not going to do, this is what I'm going to put in my business. I realized that starting a day to be great, you have to know your employee wellness, you have to know how far they're doing. Asking some questions will make them perform more faster. Literally, I really enjoyed the whole session, and I'm going to implement every bit.
I enjoyed the sales and negotiating. I think that's where I'm more good at in terms of selling and negotiating with other people.
Moi, c'est Annick Kimanuka, j'ai 21 ans. Je viens de l'Est de la RDC. Dans la région la plus affectée par des guerres ethniques. Je suis dans le domaine de l'éducation. J'aide ces enfants qui n'ont pas eu la chance de savoir c'est quoi l'éducation de base. Nous sommes là pour les aider et de montrer l'importance de l'éducation de base car ça nous affecte dans l'intellect au fur et à mesure qu'on grandit.
I see the future that we want to create with our devices. Nobody deserves to die from preventable clinical and surgical error. So I see my business playing at the forefront of that. I feel honored to actually have the opportunity to pitch, to tell my story in front of audience, in front of ALA students to see what I am doing. I feel honored and I would love to do that.
I see myself thriving, surviving, and being successful and famous and behind more cameras and lights. Okay, that's a joke. I see myself successful, and in terms of the business, I've dedicated the next 3 to 5 years for growth.
Anzisha is an amazing platform to, 1, get your business out there, 2, to get your story out there. And I think the story part is even more important because it's all about inspiring other young people to get started, to create businesses, to create jobs. Who knows, you could meet your next investor, you could meet your next advisor. Above everything else, you also have an opportunity to inspire other young people to actually start.
So now that you've met our top 20 entrepreneurs and learned a little about young business owners on the continent and what they've been up to during the Anzisha Bootcamp, it's time to watch them as they pitch their businesses for the chance to win a share of $100,000 in cash prizes. With Bootcamp now completed, the finalists now have to present their pitches to the judges at the 2019 Anzisha Forum.
Good day, everyone. My name is Nkembo Kiala. Today, we're celebrating Africa. We're celebrating young entrepreneurs that have worked hard at bringing diversity, extending a hand, and helping their communities. I would like to welcome you all to the 2019 Anzisha Forum. On behalf of Africa Leadership Academy and the MasterCard Foundation, we would like to welcome you to the finalists' Anzisha pitches. In a very short while, you'll be hearing from 17 to 18 finalists on how it is that they've developed these businesses and how they would like to pitch for a chance to win $100,000 to be exact. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our observers and to introduce our judges.
Good day, my name is Marlon Parker. I'm the founder from Art Labs, where we focus on working with young people and women and trying to move them into the economy.
My name is Adenike Adeyemi, the Executive Director of Faith Foundation, Nigeria, and we support young innovative entrepreneurs start, grow, and scale their businesses.
Hi, my name is Christian Gan. I'm from Cameroon. I'm the founder of Madeleine Kazadi's group in the organic cosmetic industry.
My name is Ifra Arab. I'm the founder and CEO of Supermom, Kenya. It's a social enterprise that empowers women from marginalized communities into creating a sales force that distributes fast-moving consumer goods within their communities.
My name is Jerry Rionge. I'm the founder and CEO of Upcountry Africa Fund out of Canada, and I'm excited to be here.
Without any further ado, allow me to introduce our first finalist, a young man by the name of Cecil, and he comes from Kenya.
Green is the new black. My name is Cecil Chikezie, and I am the founder of Ekumaka. Our company aims to provide sustainably affordable energy for all.
When I was preparing for the pitch, I was a bit stressed because of the time factor. We had to pitch within 5 minutes.
They are briquettes made out of carbonized agricultural waste mixed with clay. They're then compacted, then dried, and this is the final product. If you look at our briquettes, there's a hole within it. This is for more oxygen and more airflow so that when we are igniting, it's a faster process. Up until now, we've sold more than 10 tons of Ekumaka briquettes and impacted 1,196 households.
In the next 5 years, I hope to kick out wood charcoal from Kenya, be able to provide for everybody that requires an affordable source of fuel.
Are there any questions and thoughts? Adenike, anything on your mind?
You mentioned that one of your ways around innovation is through the hole that helps to enhance the oxidation process. But you don't have the machines directly. You work with other people. So what exactly do you do to have control and quality control of that production process?
In Kenya, what happens if you want to create a briquette making machine, you'll go to the people who are Juakali industry to produce them. So once we recruit them, now we can be able to call one of the Juakali members to include the aspect of creating the hole within the briquette making machine.
Okay, you haven't said this in your presentation, but I got it from reading about the work that you do. You said you've partnered with big hotels such as Sankara.
Yes.
Those are really big hotels. How did you find this client?
The first hotel that got back to me was Ole Serini. So we went to them, took the briquettes, then they tested it, then it worked. So from there, now we got references to the other big hotels that were in the industry.
Our next contestant is a young man, and he comes from Sierra Leone.
I want you to imagine a world where smallholder farmers, we have the right farming education, good seedlings, and access to proper markets. We are the first company in Sierra Leone that has an e-commerce platform where farmers can sell their products and buy farming inputs.
I see Sierra Leone to be sustainable within the next 5 years in terms of food production.
We have 2,000 smallholder farmers registered in our platform to sell, and we have delivered 8,000 of our crops to our customers, and we have created 48 jobs. We made a revenue of $12,000 for 2019. Food is a basic necessity, and the scarcity of it will lead to threats and security. Because if food don't solve this problem, a time will come when the poor will have nothing to eat but the rich. Thank you very much.
So how do you select the farmers
And how do you ensure the quality of the produce?
So Sakata is in partner with me. They give the right farmer education to the smallholder farmers so we can meet our demands into the industrial industry. Because barely everything we do in Sierra Leone, we have to import it, and it's like crazy. A poor man like me going to eat at the hotel.
The pitch was not tasteful. It was great and insightful. I love it, and I would love to do it again and again and again.
Our next young finalist comes from Uganda. She's in the agricultural space, and she goes by the name of Catherine.
And just like you see this picture, our house hardly had any space to grow our own food, and it costed us going hungry for several nights. 60% of the global population will be living in urban areas. As a consequence, land will be lost into housing. At the same time, there will be need for more food production. This is where we come in with a solution, vertical and micro gardening. The advantage it has, it converts a 9 square feet into 36 square feet of farming space.
I'm passionate about solving problems. Like, I always want to have a solution to something.
I just want a better understanding of how the product works.
It is a vertical stackable garden made out of wood, and it has layers. You could imagine trays being stacked on top of the other, but this time around we have wood. And then where each circle you see there is a space for growing. The unique thing about it that makes it go organic is the vermicomposting chamber. We put biodegradable waste and we introduce earthworms. These earthworms turn this waste into compost, and at the same time they move around throughout the garden, dumping their castings, and these castings act against pests, and they keep the crops to grow healthy and look nice.
We have a next young man from Ghana who runs a venture by the name of Campus.
I actually train students to gain more experiences before they enter into the job market. And in so doing, I also connect firms and institutions to the student market.
I am hoping that my company grows out to become one of the biggest HR firms in Ghana and also in the Sub-Sahara.
EcoBank actually launched the EcoBank app. I had the opportunity to get a contract and get about 925 students to work with EcoBank on their app activations across the country. I'm doing that also again with the Hollard Insurance, where we actually having sales agents across the country for them to sell insurance. And also I get money through my billboards, the LED screens, and database also.
What is your competitive advantage? Because there is so many small marketing agencies. What's your value on the market?
My firm actually have the network of students across the whole country. That network that we have created, that system, if any brand drops in, whatever brand that actually comes to our firm can actually make a possible impact, frankly.
Today, I'm really excited, I'm really open. I believe that I already won when I come here. So sometimes the prize is not the cash, it's about the knowledge and the things that you knew.
We are recruiting and finding talents whenever they are in Egypt. Then we onboard them and help them to know how they can work remotely with other companies in an efficient way. Then we place them in one co-working space so they can exchange experience with other software engineers and innovate together in a healthy environment.
So what do you see as your greatest challenge in this talent pipeline management, the supply part of it, so to speak?
Most of the entrepreneurs who are trying to build something new, they don't need the kind of the coding experience to have a senior software engineer. So they can work with a junior software engineer for 2 or 3 years, build and sustain their product. And then the senior, we can just upgrade the clients so we can work with corporates or banks. And then we can, match the senior to the big companies.
Our next young finalist is a young man from Nigeria, and he's doing some innovative work in the health space.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abdul Wahid from Nigeria. I'm co-founder at Trep Labs. We're in the business of saving lives, so I want to use technology to fill the gap in the medical space in Africa. RoadDrip is a non-invasive device that makes blood transfusion and drip treatment simpler and safer by monitoring the dosages, the volume administered, and automating the process. This device makes infusion more precise, less error-prone. We don't just build a device, actually. We build an ecosystem around it. It's equipped with mobile app and web dashboard functionalities that allows clinicians to remotely monitor their patients, especially in Africa, where we have low doctor-to-patient ratio. Healthcare is not about accessibility alone. It is also about affordability. Our solution cut down the cost of infusion by 98%. From $5,000 to $100.
And can you tell us more about the technology?
So it works completely with or without internet, they put the device on, they put the drip bag on it. So once they do their settings, every information that they need, they see it on the screen. They don't even need to start calculating anything.
Do you have the device with you?
The reason why I didn't bring it is like, I'm coming from Nigeria. The device, we're not a big brand, so it's a medical device, and I'm Abdul Wahid, so I don't want any issue.
From early age, I like to mingle with staff, build new things, and being an entrepreneur would give me the power to build new solutions for newer problems in the world.
I was having lunch with a farmer, and this farmer was telling me the problem he encountered. One, the product, farmers are not getting fair price for the product, and two, the product is being lost due to not getting onto the market on time. So the solution we came up as a two-part solution. It's like Uber and Amazon for farmers. So the Amazon part is farmers could SMS their product into our marketplace. Buyers like supermarket, restaurants could connect into our web platform and purchase this product. So the Uber part of it is we developed distributed logistics model where fulfillment centers and delivery mans could sign up in our platform who's interested and could work getting the product from the farmer safely to the marketplace.
I'm interested around the farmers, how you're working with the 50 farmers has been for you, where they now have to do something that they're not very familiar with. So just how was the experience and the adoption from a farmer side?
First, we tried to target using web-based platforms, but it doesn't work out. So that's why we moved on to SMS-based platforms. We approach the farmers through the extension agency, which are already familiarized with the farmers, know how the farmers are doing, and penetrating the farmers would be less hustling.
Je m'appelle Yannick Kimanuka, je viens de la RDC, plus précisément à l'Est. Je suis dans le domaine de l'éducation, créatrice du complexe scolaire KIMS. KIMS est une école qui est dans une région où on a subi beaucoup de guerres. On n'a pas eu d'évolution, on n'a pas d'école de base, donc l'école maternelle. Et moi, j'ai décidé d'apporter un plus en créant le complexe scolaire KIMS.
Les écoles de la région sont négligées. Ils n'ont pas une bonne formation. Ils n'ont pas une bonne formation moderne. Les écoles qui ont une bonne formation sont très loin dans la ville et coûtent cher par rapport à notre économie.
So the schools in the region do not have good quality education, like the one on top of the slides. This is a public school and below is our school. So they do not offer in the public schools in the area modern education. So those who want modern education have to travel far into the cities.
Nous analysons notre succès par rapport à l'appréciation des parents et aux cotations du ministère de l'Enseignement et aussi au taux réduit du vagabondage dans la région.
So we analyze the success that we have when we get feedback from the parents, from the Ministry of Education and also from the community.
En 2018, nous avions 90 écoliers. Notre année du commencement, nous avions 90 écoliers, 10 employés sur un revenu de 8 170, des dépenses évaluées à 5 950 et un bénéfice de 220 qui nous a permis de construire deux classes de l'école primaire en 2019.
In 2018, we had 90 school kids and we had 10 teachers, 10 personnel, and we had $8,170 income, and we had a profit of $2,000, and that allowed us to build 2 more classrooms for the children.
Dans 5 ans, je me vois un peu humanitaire, car j'aiderai ces enfants qui n'ont pas eu accès à l'éducation de base. Ils auront un pas pour être au même niveau que les autres. On aura vraiment une grande école dans 5 ans, j'ai l'espoir.
Bonne présentation. J'aimerais savoir quel est le coût moyen de scolarité et est-ce que c'est accessible pour tout type de revenus dans la région?
Un élève à l'école primaire paye $7. À l'école primaire paye $6, à l'école maternelle paye $7.
So he was asking about the school fees. So those who are going to pre-primary, they pay only $7, and those who are going to primary, they pay $6 per student.
I chose to become an entrepreneur because naturally, I don't like waking up early in bed. I don't like receiving too much orders. I don't like somebody dictating for me how much I should earn in life. I lost my best friend when we were in high school due to diarrhea and because he took contaminated water. And it was because high cost was serving as a barrier which prevented senior high school students from accessing clean and affordable drinking water. I came up with a solution. Basically, what I do is to sell sachet water. In West Africa, we call it pure water. And I customize it in the name and logo of the various senior high schools. I make it more affordable by selling it at 50% below the price on the normal market.
What are the key team needs that you'll have to be able to grow and scale this business?
I feel I really need an HR. The output of a company is really based on an HR. And so for the workers to be more motivated to give out their best, and he will also serve as a link between the employees and the top managers. And I also feel I have to build a very strong sales team because I believe making more money and making more impact is all about sales.
The competition is tough. There's some great businesses out there amongst the finalists.
So I'm gonna take you back to your high school years, right? But before you get excited, I'm taking you back to this room, the big, cold exam room with a 3-hour question paper right next to you. This question paper is your, it's the one that's gonna dictate whether you go to the next grade or not, whether you go to university or not. We cannot change the weighting of an exam, but we can get you ready for an exam. We've developed exam-focused private one-on-one lessons whereby we don't just only focus on the theory, but we focus on the exam part. Because what we realize is students, they panic once they're under exam conditions. Same thing with universities. Lecturers don't have the time to tell you about exams. Our tutors are primarily university students, right? And we're averaging 500 hours per month. We've maintained 100% pass rate for all the students that have been with us for 3 months or more.
What has been one of the big challenges for you? Knowing how the curriculum and things kind of changes quite frequently in this country?
In the country, we have 3 curriculums, right? It's Cambridge, it's CAPS, and IEB. We are not doing an umbrella approach. But fortunately, the biggest curriculum, which is CAPS, which most of our tutors have gone to school and have done that. But we're using young people who've gone through the curriculum, who have seen it on the other side. That way, they become the best tutors in terms of taking you to the next level.
I feel a little bit nervous, but at the same time excited because I believe this is going to be a turning point for my life. I'm going to learn so much because I believe the people I'm going to be meeting, the judges, they know much in business, and the questions they will ask me, those questions will help me to reflect about my business and maybe find solutions on what to do. Safishe is a Swahili word which means let's clean. And what we do, we provide water filters for schools. Our filters are affordable. At just $600, you're able to get a filter which is going to last for over 12 years.
2 questions. How big is the market for your product in Uganda? And then what is your biggest challenge to scale?
The market in Uganda is very big. There are over 20,000 schools. Also, we don't only build filters for schools because there are other institutions which we can build filters for, such as orphanages, where people are staying, refugee camps.
If you get an order for 1,000 units now, you can produce 1,000?
Yeah, we can produce 1,000.
You have the capacity to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why, but my heart tells me I will win. I see all my team members excited. I already see the picture of how they will be excited when I take that word back home.
Zimbabwe has over 200,000 tertiary students, but of this figure, only 30% can be accommodated on campus. On the other hand, landlords who are leasing out their properties to students are failing to access the student market because there is no system that is provided by any of the institutions or the government to assist students who would have been denied off-campus, on-campus accommodation.
The objective was to help, and before I knew it, hey, I've discovered a way to actually do something and make money out of it.
I founded the Housing Hub, an online service provision platform that allows tertiary students to book and make payments for decent off-campus accommodation. Since our inception, we have successfully partnered with 4 tertiary institutions. These partnerships have made it possible to create employment opportunities for 52 student agents. And as a result, we have also served over 3,000 students since our inception. A student places a booking and makes a payment plus a 5% service fee. We have included secondary services to ensure that the revenue is constant because accommodation booking is only a once-off thing. Our best seller is Made to Clean. Made to Clean allows students to access a database of professionally qualified handymen and service providers. So for instance, on a lazy Saturday morning, a student does not want to do their laundry. They simply log in our platform, go through the database, select a maid and make a payment. On that payment, we also levy a 2% service fee.
How do you do the due diligence on the landlords?
Every landlord who's providing student accommodation is required by the Zimbabwe Executive Chair Council for Tertiary Institutions to register with each institution's Department of Student Affairs. So those are the only properties that you find on the platform.
My business is producing fruit and vegetable and sell it to market vendors, agriculture merchants, restaurants and lumus.
We produce from 500 to 1,000 weekly, different varieties of product. 2017 and 2018 generate a revenue of 6,326.45 and a profit of $4,217.63. Social impact: employ 10 full-time and 5 part-time young Gambians between the age category 15 to 24, because these are the highest unemployed rate in the Gambia.
I have some challenges because this is my first time of pitching on the whole of my life. I never do it before. I need to be comfortable to see new people.
When I saw your profits, I was very impressed. How do you currently reinvest your profits?
We have ventured in other areas like poultry farm. Currently, we have a poultry farm, which has currently we are expecting to employ another 3 people. Also, we have a corner shop which sells vegetables.
Our next young finalist comes from Benin. She's doing amazing work in the agricultural space. Let's hear from Haf and what she's doing with tomatoes.
Et c'est pendant l'une de nos actions que je suis tombée sur cet enfant-là que vous voyez sur l'écran.
It was during one of our outreaches that I ran into this child that you can see on the picture.
En le voyant, on pourrait bien lui donner 6 ans, mais il en a 13.
When you look at him, you can think that he's 6 years old, but he's in reality 13 years old.
C'est les conséquences de la malnutrition chronique.
This is the consequence of chronic malnutrition.
Dans le même temps, nous produisons environ 70 tonnes de tomates.
In the meantime, we produce approximately 70,000 tons of tomatoes.
Et 80% de ces tomates sont perdues dans les marchés.
And 80% of those tomatoes are wasted in the markets.
Comment peut-on souffrir de la malnutrition quand nous perdons autant de nourriture?
How can we suffer from malnutrition if we're losing that amount of food?
C'est pourquoi nous avons trouvé cette solution. Former les femmes à la transformation de la purée de tomates en vue d'une autonomisation financière.
That is how we came up with this solution. Training women on how to transform tomatoes into a puree so that they can be more sustainable financially.
Ce qui nous permet aussi de réduire le gaspillage alimentaire.
That also help us reducing the amount of food that is wasted.
Notre produit est produit sans conservateur et garde ses éléments nutritifs.
We do not use any preservatives for our products and it keeps all its nutrients.
Et il revient moins cher.
And it's also less expensive.
Comparativement aux produits concurrentiels où il y a des conservateurs chimiques et qui n'ont plus assez de nutriments.
Compared to the products in the competition that use preservatives and that also lose its nutrients.
What regulatory hurdles do you face in getting this product to be sold to a wider market? And then number 2, there's one technical support. If there's a help that you need to really grow as a business, apart from funding, what will that be?
Les régulations alimentaires sont basées sur la qualité microbiologique du produit.
So the regulation that she faced are linked to the microbiologic quality of the product.
Même comme je suis dans le domaine, je sais à peu près comment gérer cette partie microbiologique pour que la qualité sanitaire du produit soit vraiment ce qui est recommandé.
So, because she's the food technologist, she's the one that will check the quality of the end product because she worked with those microbiologic products.
Si on arrive à avoir des équipements beaucoup plus adéquats, nous pourrons produire plus.
We can another way, except financially, is also with more performant equipment that will help us to produce more.
Comment je me suis sentie après la présentation? Je me suis sentie vraiment libre. J'ai senti que bon là, je viens de faire ce pourquoi je suis venue ici, présenter mon projet, parler de mon business. Donc je me suis sentie vraiment bien. C'est comme une libération.
Is there anybody here who was in a situation and needed to send someone because they're very busy? Yeah, so that's Yonima. It means send me. So that's all about. We run your errands because you got better things to do. We're using innovative technology and working with young, energetic Gambians who are familiar with the area and who can get tasks done. We are very reliable, fast. And this is our competitive analysis. DHL is part of it, but I'm trying to kick them out in our country. They do delivery, we do delivery, but they don't do shopping in our country. They don't do personal errands, they don't do business errands. They do mapping, but we understand the mapping outline because we know more in the Gambia.
So right now we're in Gambia, and then I'm hoping to, one is to eradicate DHL, like everybody have to use the Gambian own delivery company, and then be the top Gambian delivery company, and then move to Senegal.
I'm very excited about the fact that you want to get rid of your international competitors in the marketplace. So congratulations just for the grand vision, and well done for what you're doing right now. A few years from now, when you get rid of DHL and your competitors, how exactly do you see that mapping up in your own mind?
It feels good when you're in a country and you're using someone like who represent you. So when we have the system in place, like all the system that DHL have, and then we have an advantage over them. So that's, I think it will help us more to get into the market with Africa.
In the next 5 years for me, we should be able to target illnesses like Parkinson's disease, AD and the rest, and also incorporate electroencephalography technology into a solution. And with all this, we're able to drive more access to mental health care.
FinMed Kids is a social enterprise with a mission to democratize access to mental health care, leveraging virtual reality technology. So we built a VR solution where an individual can experience a relaxed scenario. It can be a beach or somewhere very tranquil, very serene. We charge about $400 to $800 for a solution, and we have different contents covering different sort of mental illnesses. We have made over $10,000 in revenue. We have conducted our clinical trials with 6% responding positively to our solution. We have 14 employees, of which 6 are full-time and 8 part-time. We have covered over 50 patients and over 200 individuals.
One of the challenges around mental health is cultural and the perception. So a lot of people are not even open to owning up or even aware that the symptoms that they're having are attributed to that, and there's a lot of stigma around it. So how are you thinking in terms of addressing those stigma from a cultural perspective?
So how we do this is by partnering. We partner with organizations that already advocate for mental health awareness. One of such organizations is Mentally Aware Initiative in Nigeria, and also in-house too. When we go out for activities, we also promote mental health, mental wellness, that you don't have to be mad before you are mentally ill. Actually, even having stress and all that can be a form of mental illness.
Well, I chose to be a tech entrepreneur because I believe with the right blend of technology and people's management, we can be able to solve several communities' problems that exist in our societies.
I want to introduce you to DumaSmart. This is a social enterprise that provides training to domestic workers and give them a light job market via our online platform, where employers are able to recruit helpers of their own choice as according to the qualifications they give and the acceptability of our domestic workers. We furthermore provide health insurance and official contract to protect our domestic workers at work. Our revenue stream is based on 2 modes. The first one is through recruitment fee, which is paid one time when we are setting a new contract with a new client. We obtain monthly salaries and commissions from our clients, where the monthly salary is paid to our domestic workers and the commission goes to the sustainability of the company.
For the health insurance, is that your product or you partner with another health insurance firm to provide that?
We have partnered with a health insurance company called Jubilee. They take our domestic workers as a special group, so they are given an affordable health insurance.
Our next Anzisha finalist is a young man from Congo, Brazzaville, and he goes by the name of Osvaldo.
En grandissant, j'ai alors compris.
So when I was growing, I understood
qu'on importe 70% de nos besoins alimentaires.
That we import 70% of our food needs.
70% qui provient des productions intensives faisant appel aux produits chimiques.
And 70% of those are coming from intensive production.
Et aux pesticides.
And also with the use of pesticides.
Tandis que d'après l'ONU, 200 000 personnes meurent chaque année à cause des pesticides.
200,000 people who die every day because of pesticides.
Voilà pourquoi on a mis en place Aquagritech.
So this is why we established the company.
Une solution qui consiste à produire des aliments bio.
So we aim to produce organic food.
Dans une serre urbaine, en réinsérant les insectes dans le cycle alimentaire, dans la production alimentaire.
In an urban greenhouse where we use a fly larvae in the production cycle.
Tout part de la récolte de biodéchets.
So we start with collecting the bio-waste.
Et les insectes se nourrissent de ces biodéchets-là.
And the insects are eating the bio-waste.
Et après reproduction intensive.
And after intensive reproduction.
Une partie des insectes servent à fabriquer de l'engrais pour vendre aux agriculteurs.
Part of the insect is used to produce fertilizers that we sell to producers.
Et une partie sera utilisée pour la nutrition des poissons.
And part will be used to feed the fish.
Les déjections des poissons à leur tour servent à nourrir les plantes vu qu'ils sont dans un circuit fermé.
And now the fish excrements are used to feed into the plants.
Et les plantes à leur tour, leurs racines servent à filtrer l'eau qui sera renvoyée aux poissons.
And the roots of the plants are used to filter the water that we send back to the
Tout
fish.
fonctionne simultanément et nous permet d'avoir une économie d'eau d'environ 90%.
Everything works together and then we save 90% of the water.
La vente de nos kits Aquagritech,
so we sell kits
qui permettent aux familles de fabriquer, de produire des aliments comme produits végétaux et poissons eux-mêmes chez eux.
So it allows families who are buying our kits to produce by themselves fish and vegetable
La vente
products.
des poissons et des végétaux.
So we also have the sale of fish and vegetables.
Et la vente de l'engrais.
And the sale of compost.
It looks very healthy to me to have the vegetables and to see the cycle, a whole organic process. And we do need to feed our people with healthy food. Congratulations. Well done. Very, very impressive.
After the nerves of the pitches, the Anzisha Top 20 Entrepreneurs was celebrated at the Anzisha Forum, where Africa's top youngest entrepreneur and grand prize winner was announced.
It's actually a great feeling to be here this evening. I mean, I just can't wait for the awards.
Back in my community, everybody is happy. So being the first time Gambia being here is pretty amazing. It's a lifetime story.
I feel good. I'm excited. I mean, it's exciting and nerves, but I feel good.
It's a beautiful event. We had beautiful, fantastic sessions with entrepreneurs, investors, parents, and the Anshiza finalists.
Being part of the 20 is an achievement, it's success. So whatever happens tonight, I'll feel home happy.
I have my 2 staff members. Yeah, very excited to see me. They haven't seen me for like a week now, so you can imagine, yeah, they miss this face.
It's been a while since I put on makeup, so the first time they put it on, I didn't like it. I was like, I wanted to cry because I looked so different. I didn't recognize myself. But then everybody was saying, oh, you look nice, and then I took that one picture. It's trending on Facebook.
I met a couple of people that they are really had the experience in their field. So I got the chance to ask them about my business and got a contact. So I believe it was really helpful for me.
They showed me how about you first send your vertical funds to the Aliyah job test, and then maybe you can speak to them and you're like, you know what, I could sell to you my product, you help me get market for it, and then you have a commission of that without having to necessarily hire a salesperson. Such as a good insight for me.
You know, today, these kids blew my mind. They all have outstanding projects. I really can't make up my mind because every one of them that I've spoke to, they're just brilliant. They've got brilliant ideas and they've done a lot of work.
Such program like this, it's a pillar for the future for Africa, and this is all what we need, you know, meeting with people, policy makers, investors, fellow entrepreneurs, you know, from all sectors. I think it's a step towards good.
Whoever wins, we all win. We are all winners. Being part of the Anzisha Fellows, that's all you need.
The idea for the Anzisha Prize program predates my time. It's a partnership between African Leadership Academy and the MasterCard Foundation. They were looking for a way to recognize innovative young leaders across the continent who were being deeply proactive with their ideas. So it wasn't just an ideas expression, it was you've actually done something. Recognize those innovations and achievements and celebrate those stories.
I think tonight and the work that we do just really solidifies the need of supporting young entrepreneurs and why we need them, because they are essentially curbing the unemployment that we find on the continent.
Now we'd finally like to start the giving of the grand prizes. Kofi and Josh, please come on stage. So, for the second runner-up, okay, drum roll please, we're going to go straight into it. Cecil Chikizim.
So nobody comes into this thinking that they would emerge top 3, and being called, I almost even broke down there, but I was like, I got this. So I'm pretty happy that I've been able to represent Kenya for the first time in the top 3, 254. I'm going to put all the money into the business. I'm going to work so hard. This is not my business, it's a community business, and I'm going to make sure that if Aliko Dangote can do it, I'm going to do it.
And our first runner-up, Anzisha 2019 is Osvaldo.
Dans mon pays, l'entrepreneuriat n'est pas vraiment considéré. Les jeunes ne veulent pas se lancer. Cette opportunité que j'ai eue d'avoir ce prix, c'est de leur montrer au fait que c'est possible. En me voyant gagner ce prix, nombreux pourront s'y lancer également. J'encourage les gens à intégrer Anzisha parce que Anzisha, c'est un programme très édifiant. Anzisha m'a permis de connaître beaucoup de choses que j'ignorais dans le plan entrepreneurial, leadership et beaucoup d'autres. Anzisha, en fait, c'est un faiseur d'entrepreneurs. Donc, n'hésitez surtout pas à postuler si vous avez un projet. Premièrement, je remercie Dieu parce que c'est Dieu qui m'a permis d'être là. Je remercie mon pays parce que m'a beaucoup soutenu par les votes et tout. Je remercie tout le monde. Je remercie Tokoza qui était là avec nous du début à la fin.
Ok. Drum roll.
And the winner is
Je remercie l'équipe Anzisha en premier. Vraiment, je ne sais pas, à part vous remercier, je vous remercie du fond de mon cœur. Gagner $25 000, je n'y croyais vraiment pas et ça résout beaucoup de mes problèmes. Or que je commençais avec un peu d'argent, mais aujourd'hui, j'ai une grande opportunité et ça me donne la solution à beaucoup de mes problèmes. Donc, aie du courage, persévère. Je me sens vraiment très joyeuse. Je me sens chanceuse, je me sens soulagée car j'en avais besoin.
Very young entrepreneurs across the African continent are working to reduce unemployment and solve some of the continent's biggest problems. Join us in celebrating their stories. Nominate an African entrepreneur between the ages of 15 and 22 today at anzisha.org/nominate.